Hello everyone, welcome to your next data structure lecture. I'm Professor RVD, and in this lecture we will be doing the 11th topic of your second module, that is continuity of parenthesis. We've already seen that this is one of the application of checking whether the given expression is valid or invalid as per the continuity of parenthesis. So we will be straight away going for the live demonstration. The only thing I need to tell you before that is, as we had seen the example, if you recollect the example, that if it is an opening brace or bracket or opening square bracket, so any type of opening bracket, we have to push it. And if it's a closing bracket, then we have to pop and we have to compare whether the popped bracket, which is an opening one, and the one which we encountered closing one, must be are of the same type. Okay, I guess in the live demonstration you will be able to understand. So let us move on to the live implementation. Okay, here I've kept the program ready for you, but I'll be explaining what exactly we have done in that, so that it'll save time. So you would see the same structure. Here also we need the stack of characters, because what I'll be pushing onto the stack is nothing but the brackets, which are made up of characters. So we'll have push function, again the shortcut. Okay, similarly we'll have isEmpty function to check whether the stack is empty or not. Similarly we'll have pop function. Okay, all these are the functions which we have already used in conversion of infix to postfix. Okay, similarly we have now here, from here onwards we would rather start with the new function. So let us try to understand. Okay, so as I said, we had created a structure, then we have used a push function as it is, we had used isEmpty function as it is, and we had also used pop function as it is. Okay, so let us start with the concept of check, where we're going to check. So we got a infix expression here as an input. Okay, so it is the expression for which we need to do the checking for continuity of parenthesis. Okay, so I take a variable of stack. As you can see here, I declare the variable of stack. The necessary variables are declared. The length of the string is being taken. X.toss is equal to -1, very important step, and then we start with the for loop. Now let us start with a very, very simple logic. If the enough_i, that is the character in my infix expression, if it is any of the opening bracket, let it be opening round bracket or opening square bracket or curly braces, then I simply have to push that particular that particular character on the stack. So if it is an opening bracket, push. If it is a closing bracket, now the logic starts. So see, if it's a closing bracket, ideally we must have pushed the corresponding opening bracket onto the stack. So my stack shouldn't be empty. So I do checking. So see here, if the stack is empty, let's say this much part. If the stack is empty, now realize what is the situation here. You have encountered the closing bracket and then you realize that the stack is empty. Isn't it enough to conclude that the expression is invalid? It is not continuous for the parenthesis. Because you got a closing bracket, but you haven't got the corresponding opening bracket already pushed onto the stack. So return 0. Okay. If not, that means if the stack is not empty, then very easily I can pop. So ELE equal to pop. Fine. Now again, understand the scenario first. Enough_i was a closing bracket that you got, and for that ELE is the popped element which is being popped from the stack. So ideally the type of enough_i, if it is like a round closing bracket, then ELE should be round opening bracket. If enough_i is a round square bracket, then the ELE should be the round square bracket. If it is a closing square bracket, then it should be opening square bracket, and same for curly braces. So that is what we need to check now. So I actually make it easy by putting a switch case. So again, we are interested in what? We are interested in failure, because that is easy. If I got a single mismatch, I can say fail. Obviously success I'll be able to say only at the end. So see what I'm doing. Case closing round bracket. So if it's a closing round bracket, then you can see I'm checking that ELE is not equal to opening round bracket. So obviously there's a mismatch. I can simply return 0. If not, then I have to break, because I only have to consider this case. So break is very important, even if the previous statement is written, because whether return 0 will be done or not, we don't know. It is an if. Now same for the other two cases. If I got a closing square bracket, then ideally ELE should be opening square bracket. If it is not, I would return 0. And the same you can see for braces. That is, if I got a closing curly brace, and if ELE is not an opening curly brace, return 0. So I hope you got this. Now once you come out of this for loop, once you come out of the for loop, what you have checked, that for every closing that you got a corresponding opening. We also even have checked that that is not a case that if you got a closing and the stack is empty. Even if that is the case, we say it's a failure. Now once you come out of the for loop, the expression is over. Ideally, if the expression is valid, the number of opening brackets which are being pushed must have been popped by the corresponding closing bracket. So ideally, after the expression is over, the stack should be empty. So see what we are checking. If is empty, ampersand x, that is, if the stack is empty after all these things, we say return 1. That means the expression is valid. But if is empty is false, that means after you complete the expression and you came out and the stack is not empty, you know what is there on the stack? What do you push onto the stack? Opening brackets. That indicates there is an extra opening bracket, and obviously the expression is not valid. So you will return 0. Okay. Then let us look at the main function, which will be again a very simple formality. You will be creating one string, that is infix. You will be taking the string from the user as an infix expression. Okay, and then you will call check. I pass infix. If check returns 1, then I would say it's a valid expression, and if it returns 0, I would say it's a invalid expression. Okay, so let us try checking, okay, whether it works properly or not. So let us start with a very simple one. This has to be valid. Okay, then let us see if I give only opening bracket, invalid. Okay, only closing, invalid. Okay, let us get a bit complex. Opening bracket, opening brace, then this complete, round, sorry, then round is again complete, then brace complete, then let the round be open. Within that there is a brace, this, and then the round is complete. I guess if you have observed, I had kept everything properly. So ideally it should come as a valid expression. So let us check. Yes, you can see it's a valid expression. So if I give 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, invalid expression. If I give 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, invalid expression. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, we can put anything in between, valid expression. Okay, I didn't show you that. Let me show you this way. So let's say a plus b. Yeah, it will come as valid expression, because it does simply overlook all the operands that we get in between, operands as well as operator. It is only considered or it is only considering the brackets. So even if you do that, it will not have any problem. So it's like, suppose I say something like this, b into c, and in this I obviously miss the closing, so it is invalid. I guess these are the enough examples for you to understand that it is working well. Okay, so this is one of the important application. Okay, so far we had seen infix to postfix, then we had even seen the postfix evaluation, and the one which is currently we had seen is checking the continuity of parenthesis. Fine, so that completes your applications of stack, and as I said earlier also, these are the applications which we also have for implementation. Fine, maybe we'll conclude in this lecture. In the coming lectures, we would be starting with the next topic of this chapter, that is queues. Fine, so that's it for this lecture. Thank you.